they booted me from the Facebook group, y'all. They booted me from the Facebook group. I'm not going to spend too much time on it because, they're not even worth it. They've turned into a drama group. They used Seth to get their counts up, and then they just turned on him, and anybody that has a problem with them attacking him, they decide to kick out of the group. So I'm sure they're going to change their ways, so they try to make it look, but I've got receipts. I mean, I didn't say anything, I didn't. I'm going to post them on my Facebook, not my Facebook. I think I already posted them on the Facebook. I'm not sure, but I can't remember. Anyways, it's been a long day, and I started out today really just wanting to talk about maps and think about places for Sebastian, where he could be. And of course, the same group of people that have literally caused drama are causing more drama. I guess people are attracted to it. I mean, apparently by the numbers they must be. I can't do it. I can't do all that drama stuff, when it comes to these cases. So we're going to get back to work, right? We're going to get back to work. But I did want to show you guys, they fully blocked me. So if you guys went over to the mysterious disappearance of Sebastian Rogers because I asked you to, or you thought it was there because I brought it, then I'm asking you guys to please respectfully unsubscribe, because I can't believe that they would do this. I have done nothing but use that entire platform for good, for avocation, to bring stuff to you guys, to bring information to you guys, and literally have the mysterious disappearance of Sebastian Rogers. One of the admins posted a disgusting, falling all over another content creator and his stupid girlfriend, and while bashing Seth yet again, and I had just had it. It was just one of those things where it was the straw that broke the camel's back, and I'm sorry that even when I had it up to here, I was so respectful in my response. There's no point. There's no point. He's probably you guys don't know him. Trust me, there's no point. There's no point. There's no getting through to him. This is all his orchestration anyways. I mean, if you guys don't know that by now, I don't know what to tell you. We're not going to go there. I want to get past it. I don't want to talk about that piece of shit anymore. I don't want to talk about any of those people in that group. All I know is from this point forward, what they've done to Sebastian's father and his grandmother for no good reason is disgusting. And that should show you everything that anybody needs to know about anybody. I'm sorry, it should. I don't want anything to do with that. I was telling my team, I'm like, they kicked me out, so just take screenshots and send it to me. I said, you know what? No, don't even. I don't want anything to do with that group at all. I don't want to represent them. I don't want to show their content. I don't want nothing. Mysterious disappearance of Sebastian Rogers. When we were here, we kept going over all this stuff. I shared maps on that group. This group wasn't designed, the group was supposed to be designed to share information, to talk about the case. I've never used the platform for any bad. I've always been engaging in conversation. I literally had a badge that said top contributor on it, because I was always engaging in stuff like that. I've never done anything to violate their terms of service. It's just that one admin does not like me. One admin does not like, obviously maybe two, I don't know. But you know what? If they literally will take somebody because they don't like something, or something that I say respectfully because I respectfully disagree, if they are going to literally block somebody that was not only respectful, because I thought it was very offensive to post that, to make that post to begin with. So I have to sit there as a member and a subscriber of that page and look at that disgusting, beating up Seth while praising people that literally through his mother through a meat grinder. She literally sees her grandson like maybe once a year, and God knows what she heard or we don't know. And they totally threw this lady under the bus for no good reason other than to hurt her or have some news. Oh my God, she knew something. That lady doesn't know which way is up or down right now. I don't know what the lady knows. She could be beating herself up because she could have had a dream that, you don't know. You can't go off one post, and they put her through something that was just awful. And, and then to hear it all, I'm thinking it's tampering it down, and then to hear it all over again, it was just disheartening. Okay, so let's just get over it. If you guys have supported that channel at all because I recommended it, please unsubscribe from it, because I'm sorry. The bottom line is the channel obviously isn't there for Sebastian, because this is the first time I've ever said anything, but I had just had it because it was an admin that posted it. And it's like, are you trying to stir more shit up or not? And so I had something to say, and literally they took my top contributor badge away. And so I had something to say about that. And they gave it back, so I thought all is well. And I was doing some research, and all of a sudden I see it just disappear. And I go in there, and I'm like, they blocked me. I didn't say, the only thing I said whenever she unblocked me, because she wanted to act like it was me, like I did something wrong, and I did nothing wrong. And because they gave me my top contributor back, and I said, don't worry, I see you just fine, or something like that, God bless. Because we know what happened. But I was done with it. That group is not here for Sebastian, because I've never used that group for bad, ever, not once. That group was used for good. It was used for avocation, so clearly it is a pissing contest for them. This is not a pissing contest. This is real life. Shame on them. Shame. Shame, shame, shame. All right. Now, let's shame some other people, shall we? Some other people need some shaming. Some other people need some shaming. These are the people right here. These. Since a whole entire 40,000 people on a Facebook group lost their way. These are the people. Because I see concern. I see Seth breaking down every time he is on a camera. You know who else I see breaking down every time they're on a camera? Those look like a grieving mom and a stepfather. That looks like a grieving mom and a stepfather. This does not. Let me get out of the way. My big old melon's in the way. Let me just go, just in case you guys can't see. Just in case. I don't know about you, but certainly a direction of one group has been misguided. Has been certainly misguided. To even remotely take one person from being able to view Sebastian Rogers is disgusting. So if you guys are associated with that group, before you unsubscribe, maybe you should let them know the reason why you're unsubscribing. Because I'm telling you, I didn't deserve this. I didn't deserve this at all. And if you guys want to know what happened, they put this disgusting thing up right here, touting JLR and Magnolia that just put grandma through a meat grinder, shaming Seth, a father of a missing boy, which this person probably has no clue what that feels like. And so I couldn't even read this disgusting vomit. Okay? I'm sorry, I couldn't. And this is what I said. Does Sheila live there? Well, let's just read. I'll read you the first part that I was answering. It says, we love Magnolia and JLR. I will say something about them. I had an opportunity to meet both of them when Seth called him to investigate Sebastian Rogers. JLR and Magnolia were treated badly. Blah, blah, blah. She witnessed this, witnessed Seth treating them badly. JLR followed him around for days with a freaking camera and didn't bother helping out. Okay, let's talk about the reality of it. Okay, I love how people like to forget details. So this is what I said. Does Sheila live there? How does Sheila know Seth? When did she personally witness this? I have questions to say the least. Lastly, JLR isn't bashful, so naturally he can speak for himself, and we know he's been attacking the family as well. How do you attack someone when you know how do you attack someone you know has nothing to do with the disappearance or crime? I'm sorry, it's wrong on all levels, including morally for religious ones like me. Just my opinion. I'm not wanting to be offensive. I'm just tired of constant drama stirred up by a small group of people. Take it for what you will. That's what I wrote. That's what caused me to be blocked. Do you attack Katie? What does this say? Don't you attack Katie? She's done a bullshit. Tiffany, get out of here with that nonsense. If you haven't learned by now what has happened, you think under her custody, he being R'd and SA, you think nothing, huh? Great mom of the year. Well, you know who hasn't had that happen? Seth. Didn't happen under Seth's watch. As a matter of fact, nothing that has ever happened to Sebastian that I've read so far has ever happened under Seth's watch. Outside of the incident where he went off biting himself or something like that. And that's Sebastian. So she probably is friends with Katie personally, but I would say look at the facts. You've got to, you can't just, go from emotion. The facts are that a lady lost her son and ran away from home. That doesn't sound like a great mom to me, because I can tell you I'm 44 years old, and I can tell you if I disappeared, my mother would raise hell. Literally hell. She would reach into the pits of earth and rip hell out and bring it to the surface to find me if need be. And I'm 44 years old. So I do apply a metric. I don't expect everybody to be my mom, but when you have a high education, when you're in the military, when you're trained by our U.S. military, I kind of expect you to run to danger, right? Not run away from your son. I don't know. I think, maybe my expectations are a little too high, Tiffany. I mean, I don't know how low your expectations are, but I just have higher expectations from parents. Yeah, she's done nothing. So, and you see, I didn't need to beat you up, Tiffany. You know what? I didn't need to block you. I didn't need to be rude to you. You see how that happens? See, this is when you can respectfully disagree. Now, you can attack me and call me all kinds of horrible names, which many people do. But at the end of the day, I'm sorry, I have eyeballs and a freaking brain. And I've been doing this a while. Maybe you haven't. Maybe this might be the first time you've ever experienced a person missing. Maybe. But I haven't. This is not my first rodeo. Okay? Unfortunately, I see this all the time. And the only time I ever see parents act this way, and actually this is a whole different way of acting, because I've never seen parents run away literally from their home within 2 weeks. I have to be honest with that. I have never seen that. And I've seen some pretty bad parents. Just saying. So, I don't know what your level of experience in this kind of stuff is, and that very well may be, I don't know, Tiffany. But in my opinion, I think Katie kind of earned her stripes, okay? I'm trying to tamper down all of the noise so we can focus back on Sebastian, and it seems like the more we try to calm the waves, the more this one little element over there that's butthurt because they weren't chosen. Okay, if you really want to talk about it, let's talk about the reality of it. Obviously they weren't doing what they were supposed to be doing, okay? Because Seth worked with almost every person over there, right? Chloe is an admin over there. So they're obviously unprofessional. We've seen their unprofessional ability already displayed all over social media. And they're using that platform under the guise that they're here to help Sebastian, meanwhile beating up the father because he didn't choose them. He decided to go a different route. I think that's wrong. And it's unfortunate. It's unfortunate. Especially over something like this. At the end of the day, everybody knows who we need to be looking at here. Everybody. These are the parents. Guys, these parents here were missing their child for literally 8 days when this was taken. You know what? I could be wrong. But well, that was at that one press con. No, that's a different shirt. So I think this is one of the first press conferences that they were at with the United Cajun Navy for that first one. I can't recall 100%. But Mom looked like this the whole process. From the minute that she walked into town, literally like day 2. This woman was a wreck. This expression on her face has not come off. This was just his recent graduation. She's still wearing it. I can't understand the grief of a parent and a loving stepfather losing a prized piece of their family. And you literally see the pain. There is no, I don't even think that I need to put mother lost her son. I literally think it is written on this lady's face. And this is the face Sebastian gets from his mom and dad, and stepdad rather. So grieving. Grieving so bad. With a smile. Well, that was because she chuckled. Remember? I don't know if did you guys watch that? The green shirt interview? And it's crazy because at first the news anchor, or the news reporter did not even, she cut it. She cut it and made it look all pretty and beautiful. And then I noticed that there was this unedited version, it appeared, that the behavior panel got a hold of. And I'm like, how did they, I don't remember seeing any of that. And then I realized that people wanted the full entire interview. And so the news organization ended up dropping the entire interview. And at the very beginning, she asks Katie, how are you coping with your son being gone? And she just looks like a deer in headlights and starts and looks over at her husband and takes a tissue up to her nose, and then that, we saw her bite her tongue, like she like oh the she didn't realize she bit her tongue, but she bit her tongue, like, it seemed like an F up to me. And I don't know. I just personally think that they are from out the gate, there's been something wrong, but she went over there and smirked laughed at him, covered her face, and bit her tongue. So I always knew Seth was heartbroken from you felt it. And I understand when you work hard for somebody and you feel underappreciated, but it happens literally in every case, because the parents, they're not thinking of other people's feelings. And that's the sad part, and what people need to understand. Don't ever get your feelings hurt from a parent. If they don't want to work with you, just understand it looks better reputationally. They look like a bunch of butthurt, high school kids. It's just, I don't understand. I really don't understand. And at the end of the day, who did it hurt? Like, now there's a whole group of people, like, there's some of our lives in the morning that get, 700, 800, 1,000 people in here. And it's just, it's sad, because they potentially took good information away from people that could really use it. And I think that right there is detrimental to Sebastian over a comment that they didn't like, that was a respectful disagreement. If you can't handle a comment like that, get the out of true crime. Like, seriously. That is BS, and I absolutely refuse to support any of them, like literally every last one of them. And I know that Ellie Mae, whatever, farmer chick, has a lot of groups with, tens of thousands of people, but you know what, at the end of the day, Facebook is phasing out, and time is her friend at this moment, and she alone did that. So I believe I have an idea who she is, but I really don't care. The bottom line is it obviously wasn't about Sebastian. It was about her and her hurt feelings. So that's where we are. And you know what? And seriously, don't send me anything from that group. I could really care less. I hope everybody unsubscribes from that group, because that group has turned into just bullshit. All it is an attack session. They have just pinned everybody against each other. And if you don't attack Seth, or don't engage in the attacks of Seth, or don't want to palate all the attacks on Seth, then you're booted from the group. Mysterious disappearance of Sebastian Rogers. And not only that, when I posted what happened to me, there was like several people that came out and said that they were blocked from that group for asking a question too. I don't know how they asked the question or what the question was, whether they were snarky or not. I just know personally I wasn't being snarky. I'm just over the BS. And clearly they're a drama-filled chat. And if we're going to be moving this from a drama-filled... like I said, I think that, there's good drama in anything. But to be honest with you, this case really doesn't need any more drama. Between Chris and Katie and all of their crap, this is filled with enough all on its own. And it's like all these people, they're not getting attention, so they're throwing temper tantrums to just be acknowledged, even in a negative way. It's so childish. It's so childish. What does it say? A lot get blocked, totally biased. Yeah, a lot. I know. There was another mod in my chat that said that they were blocked too. Only if you're Yeah, I mean, if I was absolutely disrespectful, that would be one thing. But I'm telling you, I've watched people tear each other up. I would never engage in some of the conversations that I've seen on that channel. You know, like literally never engage with them. And you know, to be honest with you, they're pretty rough to each other in there. It's like, you know, mine looked like cakewalk. It clearly was a personality conflict. It was a boyfriend-girlfriend problem, you know. Boyfriend, girlfriend, and ex problem, it seems like. A couple of people don't know how to be professional. Proudfoot family practically kidnapped Faith, so I'm wondering if they looked for Sebastian there. Well, you know, that's why I think I think that's why people are kind of looking at the Gallatin area. I got to tell you, I was not looking at the Gallatin area until somebody was talking to me, and they're like, you know, and they were telling me, they didn't tell me, this was before we knew about Nina though, but they said something about his mom, and apparently his mom is like, she's, you know, the Goonie. Welcome to a live show. Welcome to a live... You know the Goonies. I know everybody's got to know the Goonies. So, I kind of, you know, like the mama... the pirate mom... Come on, Andrew, spit it out. Oh, good gracious. Good gracious, I can't. Like, that's how I feel like his mom is. You know, the mom is, let's go get him. They took the boat. I don't know what it... that thing. We got to redo it. I'm messing my, that's okay. I think it's late. I don't even think I have any eyeliner left on me anyways. If I do, bless my heart, right? But, you know, because she had, like, they had the, you know, the disfigured guy, like, chained, right? And she had the two meatheads that were the brothers, right? That rolled with her. We need a graphic designer here, guys. I got some stuff going here. Okay? You know, we need to superimpose Chris on one of the brothers, and we need to superimpose Katie on the other, and we need to put Kathy Bauer's socks, okay, guys? We need to put Kathy Bauer's socks right in the middle, and, you know, Tough Mama. We need a meme. Guys, if we're not allowed to beat them up, we're going to make fun of them, okay? If this is too beneath you, just leave now, okay? As Sonia would say, don't let it hit you where it splits you. What do you say, Sonia? I don't know. Don't let the door hit you where the good Lord split you. There it is. There it is. All right? We're making people cry over here. I'm sorry, I can't. I wonder if Team Sebastian will be mad at Bullhorn Betty because, you know, we do have another missing person, Funklefoot. Oh, I think that's the first time I heard that. Oh my God, that's the first time I heard that. You know, since you know, we got to make fun. You know, maybe we can get some tears from. Maybe if I just pick on. I mean, we're working on it. We're working on it. But you know what? These tears aren't for Sebastian. We need tears for Sebastian, not tears for himself. You know, I think he's crying because I think he smells himself. I think it's a little toxic. I don't know. I don't know. Well, you know, if you can't beat them, join them, right? Join them. If you can't beat them, join them. I mean, there's only so much I can do here. I mean, I'm stuck in Florida. It kind of sucks a little bit. I heard my mechanic's in the hospital, you know? So I'm sitting here stuck like Chuck, and I'm like, okay. So it's like, you know, it's just one bad news after another. So you know what? I'm going to find something that's going to cheer this buttercup up. You guys like the ride. Well, here it is, okay? It's a little bumpy. Stick around. Stick around. What a day. What a day. Well, if you guys are over there on that thing, you know me, I'm going to be butthurt, and I'm going to just tell you guys to leave, because if I can't see what they're putting out there, and they could be putting out garbage, and they could be toxifying everybody. I don't know. I don't trust them. I don't trust them. Anybody that's willing, because I mean, I could understand if I was constantly in there being pesky, being nasty, or anything like that, but I'm not, you know? And they act like they're the only group. I mean, granted, they are the largest group, but let's face it. I mean, they used Seth to garner a lot of that notoriety. And when Seth started feeling uncomfortable with what they were doing, he left, and they started attacking him, you know? Well, you know what? I have nothing to be jealous of, honey. Especially not for a homewrecker. Give me a break. Give me a break. I'm so much better, if you haven't noticed. And I got a lot more talent. just saying. A lot more talent. Do you have a Facebook page? Yeah, everything's branded Bullhorn Betty. Bullhorn Betty on Instagram, Bullhorn Betty on Twitter, Bullhorn Betty on TikTok, Bullhorn Betty 2.0 on TikTok, Bullhorn Betty, Bullhorn Betty, Bullhorn Betty, Bullhorn Betty Crime Stories. Probably why you got blocked. No, because I've been in there. I've been in there for a while. No, everybody can tell you I have been in that group since its inception. So as far as all that's concerned, I kept that out of the limelight. But you know what? The bottom line is if you're going to block me, you know, at the end of the day, yeah, I kind of feel it may have been something similar to that, because I had a problem with the post itself, and I had a problem with those two people, but I didn't have a problem on a personal level. I had a problem with they put a family through a meat grinder for no reason. It's a legitimate concern. It wasn't a jealous concern. I'm sorry. It just wasn't. And I was blocked over it. So based on that, this was the mysterious disappearance of Sebastian Rogers. So apparently, if you have an ex in a group, you're not allowed to say something that's clearly on a lot of people's minds. I mean, let's be honest, he was being really nasty to that family. And I respectfully stated that he's been pretty nasty to that family, and nobody, I don't want to hear it anymore. It's probably a good thing I'm out of that group, because I have a funny feeling if this is the way the group was turning, it was going to be a lot. I was going to end up starting to get frustrated, and I would start popping off at the mouth, because that's how I am. I only put up with so much, and I'll start telling somebody to get bit real quick. So probably a good thing. I really don't care. I think they're all pieces of shit. You know, any admins that agree with this path forward are not in it for Sebastian. They're in it for their own personal reasons. Because I did not abuse any of the rules in the group and still got blocked. So, you know, what do? You know? Their shit is stinking, so I'm glad I'm gone. You know, to be honest with you. They're making a shit show out of this thing. That whole thing. I can tell you that I didn't understand why Seth was moving in the direction he was moving. But now, after experiencing these from the same exact people that he's moving away from, I absolutely 100% agree and understand. I'm sorry. That is a hot mess, and they're doing nothing but creating chaos because they got their fucking feelings hurt. You know? That's some petty stuff. I mean, come on, we're adults here. If you can't handle rejection, it's hard. I get it. Right? Hey! We are talking about something over here, right? I ain't even me. I gotta deal with it. Right? I can do it with a smile on my face, but I'm not going to have you sit there and drag a freaking family and say nothing. I don't give a rat's ass if you're the freaking Pope. I'm going to say something. Life's hard, get a helmet. I'm growing one. I'm trying to get through the helmet process quick. How'd you know? No, you meant a hard one. You don't realize how hard my head is, do you? Like, I think my head, I don't even know what my head would do. I don't know if it would bounce either. Like, if it hit, I don't think it would bounce. I think if my head hit the pavement, it would crack the pavement. I'm that hard-headed. Trust me, ask my mama. She'll tell you. The Pope would never block anyone. I don't know about that. I don't know. I'm not. I shouldn't say anything because I'm not Catholic, and I think only Catholic people are allowed to crack Catholic jokes. I'm sorry. There's just something sacrilegious about some other religion cracking any kind of other religious jokes. I'm sorry. There's just something wrong with it. So if you're Catholic, you can crack the Catholic jokes, okay? If you're Jewish, you can crack the Jewish jokes. You're Christian, you can crack the Christian joke, but the Jewish man can't crack the Catholic joke, and the Christian man can't do the Jewish jokes, okay? You guys get it? He needs to stay off social media, in my opinion. I don't want to say anybody needs to stay off social media. Like, of all things, it's just like I every time I look, I keep thinking he can never do anything lower, and he does, and it's like I don't know, and if you bring up the fact that he's now has 200 subscribers, it's like, oh, you're jealous of this. No, it's just the fact that to throw a family under the bus and be brooded on, I don't know. I just feel bad. I feel bad. I hope maybe his group, I hope they're telling him to stop. It sounds like he has backed off the case completely and hasn't talked about it, but people are throwing his name in a whole bunch of stuff and probably stirring up a whole bunch of stuff that he doesn't even want to be involved in at this point, I would presume. So that is true. He hired a publicist. It's weird. Who hired a publicist? Well, then I would. If it's a female, I'm just saying. I got experience here, okay? Magnolia, take some advice. Make sure anybody he works with from this point forward is male, okay? Do yourself a favor, okay? Don't be a Betty. Might as well have fun with it, right? People who could really offer help get put off with this. So, you know what? Because they're having pissing contests. Well, you know what? When I see shit like that, you know what? It is a blessing in disguise. I don't even know why I got butthurt over it, to be honest with you. They're obviously sinking like the Titanic. Every one of them's been fired. That should tell you their professionalism, right? So, whatever. We're having our own conversation. You're not allowed to use my chat to communicate. Can I eavesdrop? You got any juice? Oh, trust me, I think she's the ball and chain. I think we're good. I think karma's gonna get him anyways. I'm good. I think time is off. I think they are overdosing him and lied about everything. That obviously, Seth has the same the same type of thought process. We just learned by proxy, like from people that shouldn't have told us that, but we still learned it. I'm glad we learned it. I'm nosy. I like to know, I would have preferred it coming from him because I like to get stuff from the horse's mouth. But, obviously it has been confirmed that that he did make this statement. So it's, I don't know. I think that it is possible that they OD'd him. I don't know if it would have been intentional though, but it was just really weird because and we talk about this all the time, how you hear stuff at the beginning, but it doesn't really make sense for you. And then it's like something else happens that it makes sense for you. Like this whole thing with the medication. And then you hear, but we always said, well, that was a little odd because why did she say, did you fall out of your bed? And that's what she says she hollered to him, is that, did you fall out of your bed? And he hollered back, no, Mom. And she said, well, whatever you're doing in there, stop it and go to bed or go to sleep or something to that effect. So I don't know. My first instinct is something happened in the home that night and haven't wavered from that. I've been right there with you, honestly, on that. Yeah, the phone was... I got to be honest with you. I've kind of... But see, here's the thing, and I really don't know how to feel about this. I really don't. So... I had 3 major theories. One was, 2 of them were about the same, but one was Katie, one was Chris, if that makes sense. So Chris was home and blew a gasket, and Katie was home and blew a gasket. My other one, those weren't in the order. So my first one was that Chris was home, he blew a gasket, something happened. The 3-hour conversation was him going back and Katie having to handle business. Or him having to take Sebastian back with him and handle business. The other one was he came into the house, he snuck into the house himself. He was on the phone with Katie for 3 hours until she went to bed, waited an hour, knew she'd be asleep because he knows how her pattern of sleep is. Got in the house, knew 3,400 square foot, knew that she would not hear him, came through the construction site, got into the house, did what he had to do, went out that same way. And then the second theory, or the third theory, was that it was Katie that snapped, and the 3 hours is either him being home cleaning it up, or him coming to help her clean it up, or him going back after helping her clean it up. There were several theories on that. But I got to tell you, none of my theories, in all fairness, even out the gate before, Seth really told us his timeline, he was hardly at all in the equation, just by the information we had up front. He was always there for his son. He was always rooting from the sidelines. These were things we heard directly out of Katie Proudfoot's mouth. There's no disputing that Seth was there for his son. It was just recently that we realized how close that Seth and his son were, because he raised his son the better part of his upbringing. Why Katie was in the service in the Navy and having to be, at times away from the home. So I do believe that in all 3 of those theories, it all happened inside that home. So I believe that something, whatever, that's why I'm so upset about the forensics, because I feel like the forensics will really reveal a lot. Because I think something either happened in that living room or something happened in the bedroom. The only way I would think that something could happen in their master bedroom is if Katie and Chris were in there in an altercation, and Sebastian heard it and came in there during the altercation. Because we just learned again, just from Seth, I think it was on Jennifer Coffindaffer, or it might have been on the Pascal show, we learned that Sebastian was very protective of his mother as well as his father. Someone with is it epilepsy? Sleeping meds or epilepsy would make sense with the bed comment. I don't think he has. I mean, I don't know if he has epilepsy. I think he has a mess of issues. It sounds like. I don't know a whole host of them. The only one I know, the only two I know for a fact, and maybe it just might be those two, but I feel like there's something more. I feel like that Katie said something early on that made me feel like he had some significant other issues as well. But we know he has a chromosome deletion syndrome. And we know that he is autistic. He's high-functioning autistic. I was surprised because Seth said that he was in he was keeping up with general education. If that tells everybody how high-functioning, I was unaware, how his schooling went and if he was in special needs. But he said he's not in special needs classes, so that does give you an idea of it, at least his clarity. And now I don't know what grade he's at. I don't know anything about, his, like I said, I'm learning a lot with the people that are informing me about their stories of autism with their own children or grandchildren or what they've previewed from family or friends or whatnot. It's been really interesting. I think the only thing I can say is that there's a lot of different degrees. Like it doesn't seem like any one person's autism. It seems like every person's autism is a little unique to them. We go here. Hopefully they get the stuff from Sebastian's bed. I don't know what they're going to. Honestly, I really don't know what they're got. What do we got here? My son went to school with him, and he's very functioning. My son is... I'm trying to read the whole thing. Oh, there it is. I got to list the high functioning, too. Great. You know what? I would actually like to ask you some questions. Just nothing private or anything like that. I'd like to ask you, and these are the questions. If you want to send the answers to bullhornbetty@gmail.com, it'd be great. But I'd like to know, how did he verbalize his sentences and words? I guess I'm confused because we have so many wild degrees of autism that we go from non-verbal to I almost like a semi-verbal where they are communicative, but just not very well, to being a very communicative person, talks like me and you, just has some, inabilities that are very mild or minor, hardly noticeable. So, I mean, just stuff like that. That really is all I really looking for. So nothing really private or anything like that. Just to get the behavioral aspect of it would be great. They were in the house that morning for 8 days after that. Blessed mama, because the time frame. I haven't heard anything bad about him having epilepsy. I haven't either. And I don't know who they are. He was only diagnosed 10/23. Yeah, because somebody was saying that he was diagnosed with autism later. I know he was diagnosed with a lot of stuff when he was a child, a baby. They learned that was actually one of the reasons why. So I can't imagine him not have been diagnosed with that for a while. But I think there was something that Seth said that he felt like his son wasn't getting the therapy or the right therapy that he needed. And until they did, I think that's kind of when they realized that he had some other underlying issues. But it sounds like he had some, his poor body was, had some little things going on with it, but he had a chromosome deletion syndrome issue that requires constant and very expensive medication, very rare. And then, of course, he has the autism. And those are the two main things that people focus on. But I'm almost confident that there is a lot more medically wrong with him than just those two things. But I can't be 100 on that. I just feel like it was something I hadn't. I'm not sure. I just believe so. Depends on where they fall on the spectrum. Yeah, I'm learning that. But there's like, it's, you know how you have like your windshield wipers now? You remember back in the day we had like 3. Well, I should know my audience. I don't know how old you guys are. You guys might be younger than me. God bless you, youngins. But back in my day, oh my God, I can't believe I'm saying it. No. Does it get any easier? 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 I can't believe I can say, 20 years ago, I never thought I'd hear the day I'd be able to say 20 years ago. And now I'm sitting here saying back in my day. I cannot express into words how that makes me feel. Okay? I want to cry. I don't want to be him. I don't want to be him. Time flies like crazy. Yeah. Florida Misfits thinks. Going to look now. What's going on? Gen X here. It's crazy because I don't know what the heck. I think Olivia said I'm Gen X. Yeah, I'm 44 too. So whatever 44 is, we must be. Is Gen X? How far does Gen X span? Does it span like many years? What am I? I know I'm not a millennial. I know my sister's a millennial. I don't know what they call us. They call us a hot mess. Am I Gen X? Oh no. I think I like Gen X. I think I like Gen X more than a millennial. I feel like a millennial sounds like a gremlin. I don't mean to be offensive. Sorry, not sorry. Oh, good heavens. All right, guys, I'm going to let you go. I'm like really tired. I didn't realize it was already at 10 o'clock. I'm usually in bed by 8, but then my sleep got off and I'm like really, really, really tired. So I'll talk to you guys later. I love you. You can always tell I start skipping a beat this late. If I ever skip a beat, you know why. I'm like literally exhausted, but I'll probably be up gracing you guys with my presence about 6 a.m. Rise and shine. All right, guys, see you soon. Rock it out with your coffee beans out.